let's go through these 5 things fairly quickly. So number one is you want to figure out what you want to say first, then create your visual aids. In fact, you want to create your visual aid, your slideshow and things like that last. So one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they create a presentation is that they start with the visual aids. And by the way, I fall into this trap myself on occasion, probably more often than I would like to admit. But I'll give you a really good example of this. A couple of years ago, my team thought it would be a good idea to start doing weekly webinars for our clients. It was mainly for our customers. A lot of times folks will kind of go through our 2-day public speaking class and they'll want to get a refresher, but they don't want to go back through the whole class again. So we thought, oh, maybe we can just do some webinars. And by the way, I've been speaking for 20 plus years. Webinars, though, not something that I do a lot of, or at least didn't back then. I mean, I've done quite a few of them since then, but this was one of the first times that I started doing a digital version of kind of what I was doing in our classes. So I was a little nervous the first time. You know, anytime you do something new, anytime you do something for the first time, it's going to be a little nerve wracking. So I spent the better part of, I would say probably 2 days or so putting together the slideshow for this webinar. And it wasn't until I did the first kind of practice run through with a few of my team members that it kind of hit me that I was doing the exact opposite of what I would do when I was designing a presentation. I started with the slideshow, and so my delivery was really choppy and really somewhat boring. So basically, when after I did that first run through, I went back to the drawing board altogether. I said, I can't use this. This is not working. And I used the tips that I'm going to share with you in this session to recreate my presentation first. And then after I had the great speech design, then I went back and created the visual aids for the webinar. So the whole process, by the way, the second time took less than a couple hours total. So it was, I mean, it was a microscopic portion of the time that I spent the first time. And when I practiced it the second time, after creating the new presentation, my delivery was much more fluid. The speech was easier to remember, easier for me to remember. And so I would suggest that you do the same thing. So start with organizing your speech first, then focus on your visual aids as the last step.